Hi, my name is Mike Grottola. I'm the president and founder of MGG Consulting. If you're looking to start a new business or expand one, you and I both know that's not a small step. What my business does is take you through a 9-step proven process that will allow you to think in advance about all the things that you need to do. You will be avoiding lots of trial and error, which is very costly and time-consuming. So I'm here to help. Stay around, take a look at the different steps, see what we have to offer, and then we'll talk. So assessment, what is that? Well, I can replace the word assessment with listening. During this phase, I will ask you lots of questions, and you will provide answers that will form the foundation to get us to the beginning of your story. Really important to build on a foundation of reality, not on a foundation of wishes, although I will want to hear about your vision and about how well you think your business is going to execute on that vision. So assessment, it will answer a lot of starting questions that we need to build a successful plan. Research is an interesting word, and it focuses on one and only one topic in this step, and that topic is marketing. The extent that you understand your market is the extent to which you're going to realize revenue. You need to be able to sell to someone, sell something to someone, product, service, whatever idea that you have. The question remains, will you be able to raise the revenue you expect? One way to do that is to add some science, research your market with both primary and secondary data, to go from the world of excitement and exuberance about your idea and see if anyone really would buy that stuff. And if they would, why would they buy it from you? Those are the questions we need to focus on to be successful. So now that we've done an assessment, and now that we've researched the market, it's time to do a little planning. We need to plan to be sure that you can actually articulate your operational steps. How are you going to reach the market? How are you going to make money? How are you going to manufacture your product? How are you going to offer your service? All of these things come in the business planning stage. Also in this stage, and most importantly, remember when we talked about revenue and marketing? Well, we're going to talk about costs big time now in the planning stage. We're going to look at your startup costs. We're going to look at your operational costs so that when we go forward, we're going to balance these two and be able to judge just how good your idea is from a business point of view. So modeling is my favorite step. It's the really moment of truth when we're going to decide, are we going to do this or are we not going to do this? And we'll have enough information from the last 3 steps and the business plan to step back and then try variations on the theme. We can change the cash required, we can play with cash flow, we can play with funding, we can play with borrowing money. There are a lot of ways to manipulate the projected financials, which is what we're doing, to be sure that this is as good an idea as we think. And what we really want to do here, again, is establish floor and ceiling. Floor being worst case, ceiling being best case. And you're going to wind up somewhere in between, and we want to know what that is before proceeding. Once we know that, we'll be able to make the right decision whether we go forward or not. So now we continue our business planning by focusing on sales. So we come out of the realm of marketing and we go into tactical selling. Who's going to buy this? How am I going to reach that market? Where do I generate leads from? What's the criteria to pull leads? How do I convert them to prospects? How do I go from prospects, close sales, and make them customers? Selling is all about that. It's moving from people who have a need and finding them and moving them through some set of sales process where they recognize value. And they want to recognize more value than what you want to ask for. That's the goal of selling. So the big word procurement is all about what you need to buy to succeed. Bottom line here is that it's going to define your startup costs and your cost of goods in terms of selling. All right, when you look back at your balance sheet, this is the area that directly impacts cost. And so you want to be careful. You want to rent the right space. You want to buy in stages. You want to try to match your buying habits with the stage that your business is in. It's not smart to buy in advance before you establish your market. So we're going to talk about all those things, and we're going to look at competitive offerings. More specifically, we're going to focus on having you buy things with variable cost versus fixed direct cost so that you might succeed on a very low budget. Those are all possibilities that you need to look into to get started and to balance your budget in terms of all the things that you need to do. So technology is a special kind of purchase, and that's why I didn't discuss it under procurement. When you buy technology correctly, it turns out that it leverages you. That is, it allows you to do more as a single individual than you could without it. We call that force multiplication. So you can multiply your force as a business owner, as someone working on the type of service or product that you deliver by buying the right technology. It's really very important. And technology today is so affordable that it makes a lot of sense that you could actually analyze very quickly a return on investment relative to your purchase. So remember, technology is a special topic, and it should be, and it's a real leveraging factor to make you more profitable. So let's operationalize all these ideas. What does that mean? Well, it means that now we want to take a look at everything we've analyzed, all the costs, all the processes, all the procurements, all the technology, take all the pieces, step back, and try to make them sing and dance together. We want to orchestrate a very efficient operation. And so we want to think in advance about having all that stuff play together. And this means, in particular, employees or contractors you might have to hire. You want to clearly define what their roles are, what their responsibilities are, what they're going to deliver, how you're going to rate them in terms of really performing. All those things are very important to motivate your team to make you successful. It's about operational efficiency. And what you need to be careful about here is that you will always be able to squeeze the towel a little tighter. And so the operational efficiency concept is going to remain in the process well after we've done this initial planning. So how do you assure yourself that everything's going according to plan? Well, big companies call that management and financial reporting. We'll just call it reporting and tracking metrics and key performance indicators. Well, what are those? Key performance indicators are factors that get rolled up from the right metrics so that you'd be able to spot very quickly when things are coming off the track. It's very important as the businessman or woman gets surrounded with heavy details in terms of their operations and kind of get lost in the sauce. That won't hurt you if you have regular management reporting that looks at specific things that indicate that you're on track. So management reporting is very important, and it's your feedback loop to go back to process improvement. If the negatives come out in your reporting, you'll know to feed right back into what you need to do to respond to those and stay on track. Thank you very much for visiting MGG Consulting. I'd like nothing better than to help you start your new business or grow it and become profitable and prosperous. Again, this is Mike Grottola from MGG Consulting. Thank you.